You might think that waking up at 2 a.m. is just a simple sign that you're getting older or that you drank too much water before bed. But what if I told you the real reason you're waking up isn't decided at 10 p.m., but rather at 10 a.m. while you're sitting at your desk or running errands? What if the culprit has been hiding in plain sight all day long? It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? You follow all the rules, you dim the lights, you put your phone away, you fall asleep. And then, like clockwork, 2 or 3 a.m. hits and your eyes snap open. Your mind starts racing and another night of precious, restorative sleep is broken. It seems like such an unavoidable part of life for so many people, right? We've almost been conditioned to accept it. But the truth is, simply blaming that last sip of water is like blaming a single raindrop for a flood. Your body is a complex, dynamic system of fluids, pressures, and hormones. Just cutting off the water input at night ignores the massive fluid shifts and hormonal triggers that have been building up for the past 12 hours. It's a simplistic solution to a much more interesting problem. In this video, I'll break down the 5 most powerful yet often overlooked reasons you're waking up in the middle of the night. We'll cover everything from hidden habits in the bathroom to the secret temperature of your feet. And the number one reason, the one we'll save for last, has almost nothing to do with what you do right before bed, but everything to do with how you spend your day. It's a complete game changer that can not only deliver you uninterrupted sleep, but also help reduce daytime swelling in your legs and improve your overall circulation. So stay with me until the very end, because your first full night of sleep in years could be just around the corner. And before we dive in, if you're ready to finally reclaim your sleep and wake up feeling refreshed, please hit that like button right now. It truly helps our message reach more wonderful people like you who deserve this information. Also, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our vital health tips, and drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from. I absolutely love connecting with our global community. So, the problem isn't just about waking up. It's about understanding why your body is sounding this internal alarm. Let's break down the 5 biggest culprits, starting with the most common and building to the one that might just change everything for you. We'll start with reason number 5, the all or nothing evening hydration. This one seems obvious, but the way most people get it wrong is subtle. The mistake lies in extremes. On one hand, you have the person who, realizing they haven't drunk enough water all day, chugs a huge 16-ounce glass right before bed to catch up. On the other hand, you have the person so terrified of waking up that they stop drinking any fluids after 6 p.m., leading to dehydration. Both of these paths lead directly to that 2 a.m. wake-up call. Let's talk science. Your kidneys are amazing filters, but they have a preferred processing speed. When you suddenly flood your system with a large volume of water, you overwhelm them. They go into emergency overdrive mode to expel the excess fluid as quickly as possible, and that means a full bladder just a few hours later. Conversely, when you dehydrate yourself, your body produces more antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, which concentrates your urine. This highly concentrated urine is acidic and acts as a powerful irritant to the lining of your bladder. Your bladder becomes agitated and signals that it needs to be emptied, even if it's not truly full. The solution is what I call the hydration taper. Think of it like landing an airplane, not just dropping it out of the sky. Your goal is to be fully hydrated by the early evening. Drink consistently throughout the morning and afternoon. Then, about 3 hours before your intended bedtime, begin to taper off. Don't cut yourself off completely. If you feel thirsty, take small, gentle sips of water. Your target should be no more than about 4 or 5 ounces, which is about half a standard glass, in the final 2 hours before you turn out the lights. This keeps your mouth from feeling dry and your urine from becoming too concentrated without overwhelming your kidneys. What's your current evening drinking routine? Are you a last-minute gulper or do you avoid water completely? Let me know in the comments. Now for reason number 4, the rush and go bathroom habit. This is a behavioral issue that has a massive physiological impact, especially on your sleep. We live in a rushed world. We rush our meals, we rush our conversations, and many of us rush our time in the bathroom. The last thing you do before getting into bed is go to the bathroom, but how you do it is critical. If you're rushing, straining, and getting out of there as fast as possible, you are almost guaranteed to be leaving a significant amount of residual urine in your bladder. Your bladder is a muscular sac, and for it to empty completely, the detrusor muscle needs time to contract fully, and the pelvic floor muscles need to be relaxed. When you're in a hurry, you're tense. You might be standing or perched on the edge of the toilet seat, and you cut the flow off the second you think you're done. This can easily leave 1 to 3 ounces of urine behind. That doesn't sound like much, but it's a huge head start for your kidneys, which will continue producing urine throughout the night. That leftover fluid means your bladder will reach its gotta-go capacity much, much faster. The ironclad solution here is a technique urologists recommend all the time: double voiding. It's simple and it's incredibly effective. Here's how you do it. First, go to the bathroom as you normally would, but make a conscious effort to relax. Sit down comfortably. Yes, even for men, sitting helps relax the pelvic floor more effectively. Don't strain. Just let the urine flow until it stops naturally. Now, here's the magic part. Don't immediately get up. Wait for 30 to 60 seconds. You can take a few deep breaths. Then, lean forward slightly, as if you're tying your shoes, to put gentle pressure on the bladder. Try to urinate a second time. You will likely be shocked at how much more urine is released. This process ensures you are starting the night with as empty a bladder as physiologically possible. Have you ever heard of the double voiding technique before? Give it a try tonight and see for yourself if it makes a difference. Let's move on to reason number 3, your dinner plate's hidden saboteurs. What you eat and when you eat it has a direct and profound effect on your sleep quality, including how many times you wake up. We often focus on avoiding coffee or black tea in the evening, but the culprits are far more varied and sneaky. A late, heavy meal is a primary offender. When you eat a large dinner close to bedtime, your body has to divert a massive amount of energy to digestion. This process can raise your body temperature and heart rate at a time when they should be dropping to promote sleep. Furthermore, a meal high in refined carbohydrates and sugars can cause a blood sugar spike, followed by a crash a few hours later. This crash can trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to raise blood sugar back to normal, and these are the last hormones you want surging through your body at 2 a.m. They are literally wake-up signals. But it's not just about timing and size, it's about content. There are many foods that are natural diuretics, meaning they make your body produce more urine. Obvious ones include alcohol, which also fragments sleep in its own right. But did you know that some healthy foods are also potent diuretics? Things like celery, cucumber, parsley, asparagus, and even some herbal teas like dandelion or hibiscus can send your kidneys into overdrive. A diet high in sodium is another major issue. Salty foods make you thirsty, causing you to drink more. But even if you don't, the body will pull water from your cells to dilute the sodium in your bloodstream, and your kidneys will then work to excrete both the excess sodium and the water. The solution is the 3-hour rule. Aim to finish your last substantial meal at least 3 hours before you lie down for the night. This gives your digestive system ample time to do its heaviest work. Keep that meal balanced with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates to ensure stable blood sugar through the night. And be a detective with your evening foods. That crisp salad with cucumber and parsley, or that seemingly innocent herbal tea, could be the very thing that's waking you up. What's your go-to late-night snack? Take a moment to check the ingredients. You might be very surprised. Now, for a reason that most people would never connect to their bladder. Reason number 2, your body's internal thermostat, specifically your cold feet. This might sound strange, but the temperature of your extremities, your hands and feet, is one of the most powerful regulators of both sleep onset and sleep maintenance. If your feet are cold when you get into bed, your body initiates a survival mechanism that directly leads to increased urine production. Here's the science. When your feet are cold, the blood vessels in your skin constrict. This is called vasoconstriction. Your body does this to pull blood away from the periphery and keep your vital organs in your core warm. This centralization of blood flow, however, increases blood volume and pressure in the central part of your body. Your brain and heart interpret this increase in pressure as fluid overload. It's a false signal. The total amount of fluid in your body hasn't changed, but it's now concentrated in your torso. In response to this perceived overload, your brain suppresses the release of antidiuretic hormone, ADH, and signals your kidneys to start filtering out this excess fluid to lower the pressure. This process is called cold-induced diuresis. It's the same reason you have to urinate more frequently when you're out in the cold or swimming in a cool pool. You're triggering this response right in your own bed. The evidence for this is robust. Research from the Center for Chronobiology in Switzerland confirmed that warm feet and hands are the single best physiological predictor of rapid sleep onset. Warmth in the extremities opens up the blood vessels, drawing heat away from the core, which helps lower the core body temperature, a necessary step for initiating deep sleep. The solution is beautifully simple. Wear a clean, breathable pair of socks to bed. If you're someone who can't stand the feeling of socks while you sleep, try placing a hot water bottle at the foot of your bed for 20 minutes before you get in, or taking a warm foot bath for 10-15 minutes about an hour before bedtime. This will pre-warm your feet, dilate those blood vessels, and prevent that false signal of fluid overload from ever being sent to your kidneys. Are you a socks in bed person or a no socks ever person? This simple change might be the key you've been missing. And now, we've arrived at the number one reason you're waking up at 2 a.m. This is the concept that connects the dots between your entire day and your broken sleep. It's the reason why even if you do everything else right, you might still be waking up. The number one reason is the great fluid shift, or more technically, nocturnal polyuria from peripheral edema. Let's break that down. All day long, as you stand, walk, or even sit in a chair, a powerful force is acting on your body. Gravity. Gravity is constantly pulling fluid down into the lower parts of your body, primarily your legs and ankles. This slow, steady accumulation of fluid in the tissues of your lower extremities is called peripheral edema. For most people, this isn't the dramatic, painful swelling you see in medical photos. It's a subtle, low-grade edema. The only sign might be a faint line on your ankles from your socks at the end of the day, or a feeling of slight puffiness. You might not even notice it at all. Think of your lower legs as two sponges. All day they are slowly soaking up excess fluid from your bloodstream. But then you go to bed. You lie down flat. Suddenly, gravity is no longer a factor holding that fluid in your legs. Your body, always seeking equilibrium, sees this as its chance to rebalance. Over the first few hours of sleep, all that fluid that had been pooled in your leg tissues gets squeezed back out of the sponges and reabsorbed into your circulation. This creates a sudden and significant increase in your total blood volume. Your heart and kidneys immediately sense this change. They register it as a state of fluid overload. Your heart stretches to accommodate the extra volume, and this triggers signals to your brain to drastically reduce the production of that antidiuretic hormone we talked about earlier. With the brakes off, your kidneys get a loud and clear message. We have way too much fluid in the system. Go into emergency filtration mode, pull all of this excess water out of the blood and make urine. Do it now. This entire process takes a few hours to peak, which is why the alarm goes off with such frustrating predictability at 2 or 3 a.m. It wasn't the small sip of water you had at 9 p.m. It was the quart or more of fluid that relocated from your legs back into your bloodstream after you fell asleep. A key study published in the Journal of Urology confirmed this mechanism. Researchers found that when patients with this issue elevated their legs for several hours before bed, it significantly reduced the amount of urine they produced overnight and the number of times they woke up. They essentially drained the sponges before going to sleep. So, how do we fight back against gravity all day? Here is your 3-part action plan. First, the daytime squeeze. Invest in a good pair of compression socks or stockings, especially if you have a job that requires a lot of sitting or standing. They provide a gentle, continuous pressure that acts like an external muscle, preventing fluid from pooling in your legs in the first place. Second, the afternoon reset. If your lifestyle allows, take a 20 to 30 minute break in the afternoon to lie down and elevate your legs above the level of your heart. This gives your body a head start on reabsorbing and processing that daytime fluid long before you go to bed. Third, and this is the most critical, the pre-bed drain. For 60 to 90 minutes right before you intend to fall asleep, make it a ritual to lie down on the couch or in bed and prop your legs up on a stack of pillows. Your ankles should be higher than your heart. You can read a book, listen to music, or a podcast. This uses gravity to your advantage, draining the accumulated fluid from your legs back into your core. This will trigger the urination response before you're trying to sleep. You'll likely have to go to the bathroom one last time right before you turn out the lights, but that's exactly what you want. You are emptying the tank on your own terms. Look at your ankles right now. Do you see a faint line from your socks? That's the sign. That's the hidden fluid that's been waiting to disrupt your night. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Compression socks, leg elevation, double voiding, timing my meals. This sounds like a lot of work and a lot to remember. I completely understand. It can feel overwhelming when you're already tired. So here is my advice. Don't try to do everything at once. That is a recipe for getting discouraged. Instead, I want you to adopt the rule of one. Just pick the one strategy from this video that resonated with you the most, the one that made you think, that is totally me. If you know you rush the bathroom, focus only on the double voiding technique for the next week. If you sit at a desk all day and have sock lines on your ankles, commit to elevating your legs for an hour before bed. Master that one habit. When you start to see the results, even one night of uninterrupted sleep, that success will provide all the motivation you need to try incorporating another strategy. So, my friends, waking up at 2 a.m. isn't a life sentence. It's not just a random annoyance. It's a signal from your body asking for a small adjustment in your daily or nightly routine. It's about understanding that your body is a connected system, where the temperature of your feet and the pull of gravity during the day can directly impact the quality of your sleep at night. It's about reclaiming your right to a full, deep, and uninterrupted night of rest that you truly deserve. I'm not asking you to overhaul your entire life tonight. Just pick that one small step, the one thing that feels achievable. Maybe it's simply putting on a pair of socks. Maybe it's elevating your legs while you watch your favorite show. Try it for just 3 consecutive nights. Observe how you feel. That's it. Which one will you try first? Let me know your choice in the comments below. And if this video gave you that moment of real understanding, a new sense of hope for better sleep, just type the word reclaim in the comments. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications so we can continue this health journey together and you never miss out on information that could change your life. Take care, may your nights be long and your sleep be deep. I'll see you in the next video.